Dear all, I am going to talk to you about the subject that is close to my heart. I don't know how close it is for you. What do you think about emotional intelligence? Is it something? What do you think about it?
It's really good.
Huh?
It's
Tell me, really good?
really good.
Really good. Okay.
It's very important in life.
Very important. Nice. In that case, that justifies me taking your time. Clear. Okay. Yesterday and today, last meeting and today, we were continuing on a discussion about shame and guilt. Okay. I said I am going to come back to it and ask you again and again what it is. Okay. Who here is going to stand up and tell me what is shame? Stand up here.
Shame means being bad, feeling bad.
Okay, feeling bad about yourself is shame. Okay.
Yes.
If you feel that I am bad, that is shame. All right. Thank you. Good. Arman. Now, who is going to tell me what is guilt? Okay. No, the first brochure. Yeah, brochure.
Guilt is feeling that there is nothing wrong in me, but I have done something wrong and I have correct.
Wonderful. So, when you meet with failure or disappointment, which is the feeling you will let happen to yourself? Which is-
Guilt.
Give it, okay? Always keep give. Who said shame? Yeah, fine.
Because failure, right?
Yeah.
Because in being failure is feeling bad, and I told that being feeling bad for ourselves means shame.
It means shame. So you will feel bad, okay? That is our natural tendency. But the thing that we need to learn is that instead of feeling that we are ourselves bad, we need to understand and think about it that there is nothing inherently bad with myself, but it is in what I did that something wrong happened. Alright? That is the right way to face failure. Okay? So, in front of failure and disappointment, never let shame to take control of you. Okay? You shouldn't feel that you are bad. You should always consciously think that you failed or you had that disappointment because
Because of what something I did.
you did. Excellent. Correct. Okay? Keep this in mind. I am going to come back to it and I am going to repeat it so many times because this is a message that needs to go into your mind. Alright? Any objections to it? Alright, okay. Now, let us get back to the discussion on emotional intelligence. We said last time, emotional intelligence is a very new field, but the fact is, people from time immemorial were trying to find out what is the way we can describe people's cognitive capabilities. There was some thinkers in the 19th centuries and they proposed that if the size of the head is big, that means that person's intelligence is higher. You know that it's not an accurate prediction, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. Then, the French government in the year 1904 approached people called Binet and Simon. And the requirement was very, very simple. The government had a problem. They couldn't distinguish students who are really incapable of studying, means students with special needs, from the students who are lazy. Like, if someone is less intelligent or if that person is merely being lazy, how to determine? It was not possible. Yeah, other one.
So by taking an IQ test.
Really, at that time there was no IQ test. Okay. Wonderful point. So they approached Binet and Simon to give the government a solution. And Binet and Simon at that time devised a list of objective type questions, and that is the birth of IQ test. That happened in 1904. And then in the year 1917, the US government, US Army, they took help of this test in order to find out who are the people they would be better to serve as officers. So the army recruits, about 1.7 million of them, they were administered this test. And those who scored the highest marks, they were shortlisted for officer training. Those who didn't score high, they became soldiers. Alright, so that was the first application of IQ test to sort out people based on their cognitive capability. And thereafter, IQ test had a heyday. Even today, if you want to get admission to a school, what do you have to do? You have to fill up an exam, isn't it? So the IQ test is now being widely used everywhere in order to get admission to colleges, in order to get recruited for jobs, and IQ has kind of become the king. But is it really possible to judge a person's capability based on just a number derived out of a few questions?
No.
Then what is the alternative? I told you, emotional intelligence couldn't develop as a science because in the 20th century, there was no scientific understanding of the capability of the brain. The best thing that science knew about human capability was similar to, analogous to that of a computer. Do computers have emotions?
No.
So science didn't have any clue to base some clear understanding on emotions and accordingly devise any test or measures for emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence was not there at that time. So on that, the best option in front of all the agencies was IQ test. And that is the reason IQ test got adopted everywhere, but the deficiencies in IQ test was clear to so many people. There was someone who came up with the concept of multiple intelligences. Okay. Multiple intelligences, there are 8 dimensions: bodily kinesthetic, musical, intrapersonal, interpersonal, naturalistic, logical. So many are there. Okay. Lata Mangeshkar, let us take the case of Sachin Tendulkar. Who is more intelligent, you or Sachin Tendulkar? Who?
Sir, I mean, when we talk about intelligence, a person is good in their own ways. So Sachin Tendulkar is good at his own job, like cricket or something, and then we are good at our own job. I mean, like our good side. So we cannot compare with those.
Absolutely.
Sir, different people have their own abilities.
Absolutely, yes. You are all agreeing with the concept of multiple intelligences, alright? Okay, now the thing is that many of you have cleared the 10th grade exam, okay? Sachin Tendulkar hasn't passed 10th grade. So does it mean that you are all anyway going to pass 10th grade, isn't it? But in the field of cricket, are any of us any match to Sachin? No. How about this Lata Mangeshkar? Who is a better singer, Sachin or Lata Mangeshkar or you? No question, Lata Mangeshkar. Okay. Who is a better novelist, J.K. Rowling, you or Lata Mangeshkar? J.K. Rowling. All right. Who is a better leader, Mahatma Gandhi or you? Mahatma Gandhi. Who is more intelligent, Mahatma Gandhi or Albert Einstein? Albert Einstein is far more intelligent on the IQ scale, but Sachin, Mahatma Gandhi, Lata Mangeshkar, all of them will be similar in IQ level to each and every one of you. We are all not Einsteins. That doesn't mean that we cannot be excellent singers, excellent leaders, excellent business people, because the people who truly excel in different fields, be it in a profession, be it being an engineer, a businessman, or a leader, or a political leader, they are all people of normal average intelligence only. So do not ever be worried that you do not have the intelligence of Albert Einstein, because Mahatma Gandhi didn't have. Mother Teresa didn't have. So Nelson Mandela didn't have. Dhirubhai Ambani didn't have. And E. Sridharan is a great engineer, he also didn't have. All those people, they had your own level of intelligence only. Therefore, the limitation of IQ is that it measures human capability only in the field of memory and logic or puzzle solving. And that skill will help you succeed in two fields, research and academics. Apart from these two fields, in all other areas, your ability to understand your own emotions and others' emotions and behave accordingly, that is emotional intelligence, will help you far more than IQ. I am not telling you IQ is unimportant. You all need to have a threshold level of IQ that all of you already possess. Alright? Now, so we have come to okay. Right. So we have covered multiple intelligences. That was one challenge to the supremacy of IQ. There is one more thing because we have the luxury of time. I will anyway conclude before 7 o'clock. Okay? Now, one more thing. If somebody, okay, let me put it another way. A person conducted a survey. He asked students like you, what, in your opinion, defines success? Or what are the characteristics of a successful life? He took opinions from people like you. What would be the most common reply to this question? Yeah.
Sorry, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Okay. Yes.
We learn by failing.
Failing. Okay.
So success means like we can achieve something we have aimed for.
All right. Okay. You are all very smart people. I am not getting the answer I wanted. Let me ask the Toastmasters. What do you think? If you are asked what defines success, what would be the most common answer?
Success is a choice. Your success may not be my success.
Okay. Let me give you the answer. There are two things here.
Satisfaction.
Okay. Yes. No.
In a life when you will be happy by doing something.
Okay. You are all very intelligent. Yeah.
Hard work and determination.
Somewhat. Okay.
Like if we are good at if we identify our good side.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. The most common answer was
Happiness.
rich and famous. Okay. So this was the belief. Oh, this is the commonly what we think. If you are rich and famous, that means the person is successful. They got everything in life, isn't it? All right. But what do we say? What we really mean when we say that they got everything in life? Take an example. A person is very rich and famous during his youth, lives a life so well, gets into the old age, falls sick, and there is no one loving and caring to take care of him or her. Is it a good life?
No.
That is absolutely not a good life. So in that case, can we say that in the old age, if a person is healthy and happy, that is the definition of good life? Can we say?
No.
Yes.
No.
Then what else is the definition of good life?
Man.
Okay, give the answer. Yes. Yeah.
So like if we achieve our goals in life, then that is the meaning of success.
Okay.
To be happy and to spend time on our family.
To be happy and healthy.
Yes.
I said being happy and healthy during your old age is the symbol or is the indication of a good life. Okay?
Sir, do what you love what you do.
Okay, you do what you love and you love what you did, but you are sick and tired and there is no one around. Yeah, yes, yes.
It's a time without any regret.
Time without any, okay. Imagine you are sick and tired and there is no one to take care of you. Will you feel any regret at that time?
Yes.
If
Right.
I love others.
You love, okay. So yeah.
When you are loved by the people around you.
Yeah, that's exactly. Okay. So definitely we mean that, okay. If you are happy and healthy, right, that we can take it as characteristic of a good life, okay. But objectively, what will make people happy and healthy in their old age? How to find that?
If someone is there to care about us, but
Yeah.
without some
Okay.
of the
I mean,
happiness.
you imagine that if we want to find out what if we do now will make us happy and healthy in our old age. How to find out that?
Being positive.
What is it you want to say?
Sir, if we carry out our relations,
You are right.
now
Okay.
we
Okay.
have
You are right.
we can-
Yes. Yes, ma'am. What you say?
Think positive in everything.
Yes. But the fact, the thing is that you want to say something? Yeah.
Have good character and attitude.
Good, okay, right. Now the thing is that these are all what we imagine. Like if we do so and so, maybe it will make us happy and healthy, but can we be sure about it?
So there is no
But
absolute definition.
we do not know. Thing is that we can always conjecture or make a hypothesis, but whether it is right or wrong, to see that we will have to live until our old age, and at that time, if it so happens that whatever we thought about that was actually wrong, in that case, our case will be miserable, isn't it? But there are some people who are called researchers. Their job is to find out this in a scientific manner. Those people adopted different techniques. That some of them they went and interviewed people who are in their old age and tried to find from them what indeed was the habits in their life that made them happy and healthy in the old age, but that didn't yield any reliable conclusion. Because those people, when we ask them some question, what happened, that those people, they are depending on their memory. And memory is very, very unreliable. Because memory can be creative. That after some years, you will experience it. After some years, you might imagine something that has already happened to you, but if you discuss this with other family members around, they will definitely say it never happened. It could have well been a dream that you saw at that time, but it will remain fresh in our minds or our memory. And there are a lot of factors that will corrupt our recollections. So, Harvard University did a massive study. They started it in the year 1937 or so, I think. I don't exactly remember. They chose about 750 people. Out of them, 267 people, they were the students of Harvard University. And about remaining people, they were from the nearby disadvantaged sections in that area. And what the university did is, they followed these people year after year, meticulously recorded details about them, about their blood cholesterol level, about their academic score, about the income level, education level, the way they were talking to their parents, all of it, year after year, was meticulously collected. And when the study started, none of the participants knew what they would end up in life. Some of them became bricklayers, some of them became lawyers, some of them became doctors, one of them became the President of United States of America, then got assassinated. Can you guess the name of the
Abraham Lincoln.
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy. Abraham Lincoln was that far before the study could start. Okay. John F. Kennedy was assassinated in 1962. He was one of the participants of the study. And some of the participants They started out in their youth as poor, from the poor background, and they climbed up the social and economic ladder. Some other participants, they started out rich and ended up poor. Now, when the study reached the 75th year, these researchers, they had this wealth of data. They did some scientific, statistical, rigorous analysis into the data and tried to find what about these people in their 50s would be the best predictor of their health and happiness in their 70s and 80s. And the result was very clear, very simple. It was not their IQ. It was not their income. It was not their food habits. It was not their blood cholesterol level. It was
Sensational.
how much they were in loving and caring relations. If a person was in loving and caring relation in his 50s, he was overwhelmingly likely to be happy and healthy in the 70s and 80s during the old age. So the secret of a happy life is
Good relation.
loving and caring relations. Does IQ predict how to build, or does IQ predict the capability to build loving and caring relations? No. Does our schools teach our students how to build loving and caring relations?
No.
But you all need to learn about how to build loving and caring relations, because if you can do that, it is overwhelmingly likely that you will be happy and healthy in your old age. Alright? Okay? Now how to build this loving and caring relations, that kind of discussion we will continue in the next meeting. We have now 6 minutes in hand, and as usual we will go for group photo. Yes, can we just please remind there, can we have some chairs? Yes.